Greetings, people of the internet. Today we're doing one of the new Incarnons, and the one I chose to pursue first was actually the Dera. More specifically, the Dera Vandal. We covered this weapon not too long ago, and if you're interested in seeing what this puppy can do before you put on an Incarnon adapter, I will link the original Dera Vandal video in the description and probably in a comment as well. The Dera Vandal is a pretty straightforward, fully automatic primary rifle that you can get from invasions. It requires mastery rank 7, does primarily puncture damage, and it has very high status, though the crit chance leaves a lot to be desired. I actually enjoyed the weapon quite a bit, even before it was given an Incarnon Genesis adapter upgrade, which you can now farm from Circuit in Duviri. So let's put it on and see what it can do, shall we? The evolutions I chose were Crimson Overture, because the ammo efficiency seems really nice for this. Then we have Swift Deliverance for more projectile speed, which always feels nice. And we top it off with Death Trap Trigger for base crit chance and crit moti, so that we can actually run a hybrid build instead of just a pure status build. This is the original build that we had on the Dera Vandal, and I still stand by it. Like, if you don't have the Incarnon adapter, this is probably the best way of building it. It feels really nice and it does great damage. But it is time to take it all out and figure out something new. Galvanized Chamber, we're definitely running Aptitude as well because it's multiplicative since it's a projectile weapon, and we're gonna run Scope too. This is the biggest change when it comes to the Incarnon version because we can finally scale crit with this. Let us not forget about Vital Sense, that'd be embarrassing, would it not? I am feeling Corrosive Faux Show, so let's get High Voltage and Malignant Force, though instead of doing Corrosive and Heat like we did before, I think we're gonna go Corrosive and Cold with Primed Cryo Rounds. I think it fits the weapon really well, because Primed Cryo Rounds and Cold will give us more crit damage, and then we have a bunch of Puncture, which will give us more crit chance. You can definitely do a Hunter Munition setup nowadays as well, but I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near as much fun as just like a straight up damage setup. So you could do like Vital and then Hunter Munitions and run maybe like well, Elementalist. You would probably run Elementalist to get the status damage then. I specifically remember liking Fire Rate on the Dera, though instead of Prime Shred like we had before, I think we're gonna go with Vigilante Fervor for the set bonus. Now that I'm looking at it, we can actually take out Primed Ammo Mutation and run Vigilante Supplies so that we get a 2-piece set bonus. So let's slap on a format, which is most likely gonna be a D, under Primed Cryo Rounds. This will then allow us to run Fire Rate, Vigilante Fervor. Alright, let's actually bump it up a little bit. Okay, as far as ramp-ups go, that's not too bad. Let's try the... no, that's the wrong button. Let's try the Incarnon. Ooh. Oh, that feels nice. I've only used the Incarnon just to kind of get the evolutions out of the way, so I didn't have good damage on it, but this feels... oh, so tremendously satisfying. I like it. Oof, Jesus, yeah, that's a lot of damage, my dudes and dudettes. That is a lot of damage. And that's without Harold as well. Alright, boy. Papa requires your assistance. There we go, that's the right color scheme. I still really like even the non-Incarnon version. There's something really satisfying about it. It just feels nice. And now the Incarnon, bang, bang. Oh, dude. Dude, the code makes it so much better. Like, one-shotting enemies with a good feeling weapon is nice, but seeing them explode into shards of ice makes it even better. Oh, look at that. Dude, this is fucking awesome. Yo, 6.2 mil. 2.1 mil. What about you? 5. Dude, 3 points. What the fuck is this damage? What? Oh yeah, line up for Papa. Oh, yeah. I'm enjoying this probably more than I should, but it's such a good feeling weapon. Jesus Christ, this feels good. This might be one of my all-time favorite rifles now. Like, I'm not joking. It's definitely in like the top 5, maybe top 3. Like, I would take this over the Boltor and the Soma any day. Righty then, Acolyte time, moment of truth. How good is the actual Dupus? Should be pretty good. Oh, sit down, bitch, sit down. I think it's just a combination of everything. It's the little bit of recoil, that flash, that quick flash, and the sound just makes it feel absolutely amazing. The damage helps as well, of course, like having absurdly high damage makes weapons feel better, but overall, whoever made this, good job. I like it. Do I have better weapons in my arsenal? Probably. Most likely. Almost certainly. But do any of them feel this damn good? I'm not so sure. It's been a while since I fell in love with the weapon this fast and hard. This is tremendous. What I love about this is that both the modes on the weapon feel good. Like the normal mode, it's fun, it's fast, it has great damage, charges the Incarnon fast, it looks cool as well. Then I switch into the Incarnon, it's party time for a little bit, we get big damage, big chunks, but I'm not too sad when it's over, when I run out of charge, because the normal mode is also really cool. This is the easiest recommendation of my life. So, here's the final build for the Incarnon Dera Vandal. We have Galvanized Chamber for multi-shot, Galvanized Scope for crit chance, a Vital Sense for crit damage, and then Vigilante Fervor for a nice bit of fire rate. After that, we have Primed Cry Rounds for a ton of cold damage, Malignant Force and High Voltage for corrosive damage and status chance, and we top it all off with Galvanized Aptitude for status chance and Condition Overload. If you want a little bit more performance out of the weapon and you're not running a Vigilante set on your pet, I would recommend Vigilante Supplies in the Exiles, and for the Arcane we're running Primary Deadhead for just some base damage and Headshot Multiplier. This is not the only way to build the weapon, you can most certainly do a Hunter Munition setup as well, that should work fine too, but this upfront damage setup feels absolutely terrific and I love it to bits. Hell, you could even do some gas electricity shenanigans and all that kind of stuff too. Now, if you tried this setup and it doesn't quite perform as well as it did in this video, the reason is probably your pet. I don't have any weapon buffs on my frame, but I do have a Hound that browns Vital, Electricity, Puncture, and Impact. Vital is fantastic on its own for multiplying your damage, but the other status effects are also important if you're utilizing Condition Overload to scale your damage. And finally, the evolutions we chose were Crimson Overture for the base damage and ammo efficiency, which feels really nice for the normal fire, Swift Deliverance for more projectile speed, which makes the weapon feel a little bit snappier, and we topped it off with Death Trap Trigger for more base crit chance and base crit multiplier. I love this, okay? I love the damage it does, I love the way it feels, I love the way it sounds, it's just tremendous. I have said this already and I'll say it again, this is the easiest recommendation of my life. It's one of my favorite rifles in the game right now, so definitely give it a shot. The only time I would not recommend this is if you're just looking for an AoE weapon. That's pretty much it. So yeah, go get it. It's awesome. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Then I would also like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate your support, it means a lot to me. And if you have any other suggestions for this series, no matter how silly they are, usually the sillier the better, you can leave them in the comment section down below. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.